Hello guys, welcome to another video on Healthy Talkie YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn the 3 breathtaking things to know about your brain and memory. Watch this video all the way to the end as I give you a step-by-step guide to the 3 breathtaking things to know about your brain and memory. Before we get started with the video, check the link in the description box below to discover the secret formula we recommend if you want to be free from this health problem. If you are excited and ready to learn more about the 3 breathtaking things to know about your brain and memory, then let's get straight into the value of today's video without wasting too much of your time. Have you ever asked yourself what you ate for dinner the night before but couldn't remember? Sometimes it will come to you after a few minutes of thinking. Other times, a friend or family member may have to remind you, or you may have to think of something that reminds you of the food. For example, you might have had roast lamb for dinner, sorry, vegans, and then see a lamb on TV, which reminds you that you ate roast lamb. This would only happen if you were trying to remember what you ate for dinner last night. On the other hand, you might just make a list of all the foods you usually eat and pick out the one you ate last night. Or, you might have gotten so used to a certain way of eating that it's second nature for you to know what you had for dinner last night, which is boring. Where's your sense of adventure? Now, I have another question for you. When did you forget what you had for dinner all of a sudden? Was it just after you ate it? Did the memory start to fade slowly, or did it happen all at once? Or don't you know, or don't you care? You might want to try eating something better. I'm joking, but no, really. A part of the visual memory is remembering silly things, like that poor lamb you ate for dinner last night. This kind of memory mostly affects how a normal person goes about their daily life. It does simple things like help us remember people's faces, where we last put our wallet or purse, and, most importantly, where we last put our phone and keys, for that matter. As you can see, we have terrible visual memory. Okay, maybe that's not the case. If we couldn't remember what we saw or understand what we saw, wouldn't we just be blind people with working eyes? Imagine walking by a stranger and forgetting their name, gender, face, etc. in an instant. That is, of course, only true if there was no interaction at all. So you might be wondering, well, what about blind people? Which is an excellent question. People who are blind have much better memories than people who can see, which may surprise some of you, or not. Since blind people can't see anything, this is their brain's way of making up for not being able to see. They remember words much better than most people, and they don't have as many false memories. They also show how they feel, smell, taste, and sound. There are other things that affect how well they remember, like if they were born blind, which is a big one. So, why is it that we often forget simple things like what we had for dinner last night? This happens every day, though, because our brains don't like long-term memories. Have you ever thought about why most people need to study to pass a test? The information is stored in your short-term memory, and as new information is stored, the old information will be overwritten or thrown away. Unfortunately, there is no instant cure for this terrible disease other than retraining your brain and memory. Still, just because you forget about something doesn't mean it's gone from your mind for good, which is something many people don't realize. It just means that you can't get anything out of your long-term memory at any time. Even if you can't remember what you had for dinner last night, you might remember right before you go to sleep. Okay, let me see how you do. Remember the 7 values I talked about at the beginning of this video? You probably didn't understand them at first. I really hope you get checked out if you don't remember hearing them. But, seriously, if you listen to them or at least watch them, I want you to say them back to me without looking back. You're a cheater if you can do this. So, without further ado, I'll tell you why you might find yourself in situations like the ones I've already mentioned, forgetting keys, where your phone was last situated, what you ate for dinner, etc. Your brain kind of hates you. First of all, it's not because you have fewer active brain cells right now for some unknown and probably never before seen reason. though that may be a factor. It's because of a number of other things. One of the most common reasons why people can't remember certain facts is that they aren't important to their survival. Your brain doesn't care where you put your keys, it only cares about keeping you alive. You could watch, which will help you remember, but your brain doesn't want to. Have you noticed that you never forget to drink water, or any other liquid? Because your body makes you remember these things as a way to keep you alive. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, your brain doesn't care about your phone, much to your dismay, because you don't need it. Learn the right way. Even though the fact that your brain doesn't like you remembering things is a big reason why many people have bad long-term memories, there are other, less important reasons, like not learning the information correctly. Take studying for a test as an example. Maybe you were too busy or could only remember small parts, which made it hard to understand the rest of the information. Or maybe you didn't understand how the information fits together, and it was just words to you. Don't worry, you aren't the only one. So, if you think about it, you never really learned this information right in the first place. If you never stored it in your brain, how can you remember it? Having a strong desire to remember things will help you remember them better because you want to learn new things. Make sense? Stop saying the same thing. Also, as you learn and remember more and more things, the new things you learn could mess up your memories and cause you to forget things. For example, have you ever been to a place twice and forgotten which time you were there when something important happened? You may have been to a theme park more than once and can't remember when a certain ride was broken. That's probably not the best example, but I hope you can understand what I mean. From this video, you may have learned that your brain doesn't like to learn new things that aren't important to you. So, I have to give it to all the doctors, lawyers, engineers, and other people in advanced professions, artists, who have spent years learning new things to become what they want. I couldn't do it at all. So, if you follow the 3 tips above, you should be well on your way to improving your memory. If you have tried all these tips and are still suffering from this condition, check out the secret formula we recommended. This is an all-natural ingredient supplement that you can use to achieve your desired results and be free. It is easy to take, very effective, and highly recommended. Find out our secret formula from the link below this video in the description box. Thanks for watching this video and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. The videos on your screen right now are also educative and informative, so make sure you watch them too. See you later.